Hello, good morning, everyone. So today next chapter is cell theory. So we are going to discuss about the cell structure, cell biology, molecular cell biology. So in this, we will discuss about the cell structure of the cell, different cellular organelles. So what is the cell and the structure? What is the function of individual cell organelle? Each and every aspect we will discuss in the detail. So as before discussing about the cell, there is some theory was given about that cell theory, which stated that all living things are made up of cell. Means whatever the living cells are present on this planet are made up of cells. Cell are the smallest working unit of all living cells. We know very well that cells are the smallest working unit of all living cells. All cell come from pre-existing cells through cell division. Means cell division playing important role that is responsible for developing new cell, generating new cells from the pre-existing cells, which cells already present on this planet. If we talk or define the cell, cell is the smallest structural functional unit that is able to perform the different life functions of a living organism. Means of a living organism, whatever the life functions of a living cell is there, they all are performed by the this cell. So we can easily define the layman language. The cell is a structural and functional unit. Structural and functional unit of all the living organism that is capable to perform life functions. There are certain examples of living cells: amoeba proteus, plant stem cells, bacteria, nerve cell, red blood cells. There is two different types of the cells: prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic, pro means incipient, undeveloped. Nucleus, karyota means nucleus. In cells containing undeveloped nucleus, or nucleus is not fully developed in that. That is known as prokaryotic cells. Eukaryota, eu means true, karyota means nucleus. If there is a true nucleus is there, then these cells are known as eukaryota, eukaryotic cells. Okay. So based on the nucleus development, cells are true or eukaryotic and prokaryotic. So prokaryotic cells do not have structures surrounded by the membranes. Indirectly, membrane is not present at outer side. You can see the structure of bacterial cell here. There is a cell wall that is peptidoglycan. Made up of peptidoglycan is a chemical. Ribosomes also present. There is a flagella fingris present in outer cell walls. Nucleoid means nucleus is not well developed, not well organized, simply is present in cytosols. The region is known as nucleoid, where DNA is present in the cytosol. That region is known as nucleoid region. Okay. Capsules, cell membrane. There is few internal structure, one cell organism, bacteria, eukaryotic, contain organelles surrounded by the membrane that most living organisms on the planet. Eukaryotics are the most uh, dominant living organism present. Plants, you can see that there is basic structure of plant and animal cell. So if I will try to explain these two cells, you can clearly see here plant cells contain a central large vacuole, large and central vacuole. Okay, while in case of animal, the nucleus is large and present in nearly center, not exactly nearly in the center, but in case of plant cell, the nucleus is present aside, besides. Okay, you can see here. And plant cells are surrounded by the cell wall, surrounded by the cell wall. Okay. Cell membrane is also present, but cell wall is present outside. While in case of animal, cells are surrounded by outer side. Means cell wall is absent in animal cells. So nucleus is present there. In case of nucleus, there is a nucleolus, which is a site of ribosomal RNA synthesis. In addition to vacuole nucleus, there is a Golgi apparatus, which endoplasmic reticulum. Golgi apparatus is responsible for translation modifications. Chloroplast is also present in plant cell, but this chloroplast is absent in animal cell. Lysosome is also present, mitochondria is also present. Okay. So all the organisms similarly present in animal cell except chloroplast. Mitochondria is known as uh, powerhouse of the cell, means energy related mitochondria. This is a typical animal cell we already discussed compared with the plant cells. So you can see the picture clearly. Picture. Largely lysosomes is what is known as pedal theory, like Golgi apparatus and the plasma reticulum, which contain ribosomes. You can see the blue dots, that is ribosome. In case of eukaryotic cells, the ribosomes are ATS, okay, and 70s, both type of ribosome is present. 70s ribosome type of ribosome present in mitochondria and chloroplast, while ATS present in. This is a typical representation of the plant cell. Typical representation of plant cell. So you can see here large and central vacuole. Okay. All structure are similar except chloroplast. Chloroplast, in addition to all other cells presented. Uh, thank you. So good morning, friends. Today we will discuss about the endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is the cell organelles, important cell organelle present in plant cell as well as in animal cells. Both cells. You can see the structure. Endoplasmic reticulum is a network type of network that is presenting throughout the cell completely. And this at one place it is attached to the nucleus, means it is an extension of the nuclear membrane, nuclear envelope. You can see it's the extension of nuclear envelope. Okay. And at the other end, it is at the other end it is keep contact with the plasma membrane. Plasma membrane. So, so let me check. Yes, please. I don't know why there is a problem. Endoplasmic reticulum. So in this we will discuss about the where this organelle, where is your organelle made up of, where it is situated in the cell, what is exact functions, some few pictures of endoplasmic reticulum references. So this endoplasmic reticulum is made out of lipid membrane. As I told you, it's the extension of nuclear envelope. The endoplasmic reticulum is still connected to the nuclear membrane that is wrapped around the cell's DNA, so that there is a straight connection between the cell nucleus and endoplasmic reticulum. Connection between the cell nucleus and endoplasmic reticulum. So in the picture you can see the nuclear membrane, endoplasmic reticulum is connected to the nuclear membrane or extension of nuclear envelope. Okay, there is cisternae is also attached on this endoplasmic reticulum. There is another side at which ribosomes are not present, and this space is known as smooth endoplasmic reticulum, and where the ribosomes are attached, that is known as rough endoplasmic reticulum. The rough endoplasmic reticulum is located around the nucleus in the cell of both plant and animal, and it function and transport the proteins and lipids throughout the cell. Main function of this is to transport the proteins and lipids to the cell. The smooth endoplasmic reticulum is connected to the nuclear envelope of cell in plants and animals. Its primary function is to facilitate the metabolism of carbohydrate and steroid in the cell. See, in case of endoplasmic reticulum, the first primary function of rough endoplasmic reticulum is to synthesize the protein and transport the protein and lipid across the cell, in cell which where it is needed. While smooth endoplasmic reticulum is connected to the nuclear envelope of the cell. And primary function is to facilitate the metabolism of carbohydrate and steroid in the cell. The endoplasmic reticulum is a eukaryotic organelle that form an interconnected network of the tubules, vesicles, cisternae within the cells. Then the rough endoplasmic reticulum synthesize the protein, while smooth endoplasmic reticulum synthesize lipid and steroids, metabolize carbohydrate and steroids, and regulate the calcium concentrations, drug detoxifications, attachment of receptors on cell membrane proteins, sarcoplasmic reticula solely regulate the calcium level. So these are the few pictures of endoplasmic reticulums. Reference. Hello, good morning, friends. So today we will discuss about the cellular organ, that is chloroplast, plant cellular organ, chloroplast. Okay. So what is chloroplast? Definition, structure, functions, diagram, and detail about this chloroplast that is present in the plant cell. Basically, plants form a basis of all the life on this earth because they are known as producers. Because these are the first line of the producers. Plant cell contain structures known as plastid. Plant cell. Each and every plant cell contain a particular structure that is known as plastid, which are absent in animal cells. They are absent in animal cells. The plastids, these plastids are double membrane cell organelles, okay, which play primary role in the manufacturing and storing of the food material through the photosynthesis process. So there are some three different class of the plastids: chromoplast, chloroplast, and leucoplast. Chromoplast means they are the colored. Chrom means pigments, colored plastid. They are the color plastid, which are found in all the flowers, fruits, and mainly responsible for their distinctive colors. As you know that chrome means pigment or color, because each and every fruit's leaves have different colors. So the color is because of the chromoplast. They contain chloroplast. Next is chloroplast. Chloroplasts are the green colored plastid which comprises green color pigment within the plant cell and are called as chlorophyll. They are called as chlorophyll. Leucoplast. They are colorless plastid and mainly used for the storage of starch, lipid, protein within the plant cell. Within the plant cells. Chloroplast is an organelle that contains the photosynthetic pigment chlorophyll, photosynthetic pigment chlorophyll, that capture the sunlight and convert it into useful energy, thereby releasing oxygen from the water. They are releasing oxygen from the water. So the basically main function of chloroplast is to capture the sunlight, and this light or energy is converted into the chemical energy by the process of photosynthesis. Now we talk about the different functions. The most important function of chloroplast is to synthesize food by process of photosynthesis. Main function of chloroplast as it green color capture the sunlight, synthesize photosynthesis. It also absorb the light energy and convert it into the chemical energy. Also absorb light energy, convert this into the chemical energy. Chloroplast has a structure that is called as chlorophyll, which functions by trapping the solar energy. Trap the solar energy and use for the synthesis of the food in all green plants. This chloroplast also produces NADPH and molecular oxygen O2 by photolysis of water. Produce NADPH, reduced NAD nicotinamide triphosphate and molecular oxygen by photolysis of water. It also produce ATP, adenosine triphosphate, by process of photosynthesis. The carbon dioxide is also obtained from air is used to generate carbon and sugar during the Calvin cycle, the dark reaction of photosynthesis. So this is the structure of chloroplast. Here you can see it's a double membrane cell organelle. Okay. Double membrane. Let me explain. This is the inner membrane and this is the outer membrane. And this one is intermembrane space. Space present between outer membrane and inner membrane is known as intermembrane space. Okay, intermembrane space. This is the stroma. So the stroma is matrix, you can see. So stroma matrix, a liquid fluid present in the space enclosed by the inner membrane. And you can see the individual stacks grana, and stack of grana is known as granum, granum. Okay. So this grana is arranged as a, suppose coin is kept up to the coin, stacking of the coin, just like stacking of the coins. So all these thylakoids, uh, grana is connected with the other with a particular channel that is known as that is known as stroma lamella. Lamella, you can say lamella of stroma, which is present stroma lamella. Okay, and this inside this stacks there is a gap. This gap is known as lumen inside the thylakoid. So lumen inside the thylakoid is lumen. Similarly, these are the other picture of chloroplast. So the chloroplast contain thylakoid membrane. Thylakoid membrane is an intermembrane contain chlorophyll, other photosynthetic pigments. Pigments clustered into the photosystems. So this thylakoid membrane contains different class of pigments capture the light. Grana is the stacks of the flattened sac of thylakoid membranes. Stroma lamella which connect the two different grana. Stroma is a semi-liquid surrounding a thylakoid membrane. Light dependent reaction. It has two different like light dependent, light independent. Light dependent, which require the light directly. Capture the energy from the sunlight, make ATP and reduce NADP to NADPH2. Second is light independent, that is carbon fixations. It's light independent. Does not require light, but uses ATP and NADPH2 which is synthesized during the light energy. Here you can see during the light energy, water molecule is broken down and electrons are utilized by the NADP and reduced into NADPH2, oxygen get liberated. During the Kelvin cycle, this same ATP and NADPH2 utilized to reduce the CO2 and water into the carbohydrate organic molecule. The pigments molecules that absorb the light energy in the visible range. Light is a form of energy. Photon particles of the light act as a discrete bundle of energy. This energy content of photon is inversely proportional to the wavelength of the light. Wavelength is more, energy is less. So here you can see the visual spectrum, and the main absorption spectra is 400 to 700, 400 to 700 nanometer of light is known as PAR, photosynthetic active radiation. This is known as photosynthetic active radiation. Organisms which evolve a vary of different pigments. Only two general types are used in green plant photosynthesis: chloroplast, chlorophyll, and carotenoids. In some organisms, other molecules also absorb the light energy. Chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B. Chlorophyll A is the main pigment in plant and cyanobacteria, which absorb only pigments that can act directly to convert the light energy to chemical energy. Absorb violet, blue, and red light. Violet, blue, and red light. Chlorophyll will contain accessory pigment or secondary pigment which absorb the light wavelength that chlorophyll does not absorb. Carotenoid contain carbon ring which is linked to the chain with alternating single and double bond. Can absorb the light photons with a wide range of energies. Also scavenges free radicals, antioxidant, protective wall. Phycobiloproteins. This is important in low light ocean area. Photosystem organizations. Antennae complex. Hundreds of accessory pigments are present which are gathered photons and feed the captured light energy into the reaction center. Reaction center contains one or more chlorophyll A, passes excited electron out of photosystem. Cyclic photophosphorylation. In sulfur bacteria, only one photosystem is used. We generate ATP by electron transport. An oxygenic photosystem. Photosynthesis. Excited electron pass to electron transport chain. We generate a proton gradient for the ATP synthesis. Here is a cyclic photophosphorylation where we can clearly see photons are captured by different carotenoids pigments by the reaction center. Then reaction center get excited and it transfer the electron to other electron acceptor. BS complex, BC complex one, here ATP is getting synthesized. Electron get recycled back to the chain. Now cyclic photophosphorylation. Plants uses photosystem 2 and 1 in the series to produce ATP and NADPH2. Other electron not a circular circle. Photosystems replenished with electron obtained by splitting of water. That is clear diagram. Here you can see clearly. Photosystem 2 and photosystem work in a simultaneous manner. So here B6F complex ATP is getting synthesized and it reduces the NADP into NADPH. Okay, so both the ATP and NADPH2 both are utilized into the Kelvin cycle. Kelvin cycle. So the all these proteins are arranged in intermembrane space. Photosystem 2, B6 complex, thylakoid membrane, photosystem 1 antibody reductase, ATP synthesis. So now we talk about how the ATP is getting synthesized. How ATP is getting synthesized into the cell. Electrochemical gradient can be used to synthesize the ATP. Chloroplast has ATP synthase enzyme in the thylakoid membrane. Allow proton back into the stroma. Stroma also contain enzymes that catalyze the reaction of carbon fixation by the Kelvin cycle. By the Kelvin cycle. So in this case, this chloroplast perform different individual functions. Cyclic and cyclic phosphorylation. So good morning, friends. So for the course Fundamental of Physiology, next class is diffusion and osmosis, absorption of water, transpiration, and instrumental physiology. Diffusion and osmosis. Diffusion is the process by which a molecule is spread from area of high concentration to area of low concentration. Diffusion can occur when there is a spontaneous net movement of a particle. Spontaneous net movement of a particle or molecules spread them from an area of high concentration to an area of low concentration through a membrane. It is simply the statistical outcome of random motion. As time progresses, a differential gradient of concentrations between high and low will drop, means it becomes increasing shallow until the concentrations are equalized. The molecules will always move down the concentration gradient toward area of lesser concentrations. So in simple term, diffusion is nothing but it's a movement of particles or molecules from area of high concentration to area of low concentration. That is known as diffusion. Similarly, if we talk about the equilibrium, means is there any uh, time between that diffusion will keep occurring? So the main objective behind diffusion is to get equilibrium. Equilibrium means the concentration at both sides will become equal. That is known as equilibrium. When the molecule even throughout the space, that condition is known as equilibrium. Concentration gradient means the difference between concentration and ACS. Osmosis. Osmosis is the process of diffusion of water. Molecules are free to pass across the cell membrane in both directions, either in or out. Thus, osmosis regulates the hydration, the influx of nutrient and outflow of waste among the processes. So, in simple terms, osmosis refers to the process of diffusion of water. Means in this case, diffusion of water is taking place. But in case of diffusion, the movement of particles or molecules is taking place across the semi-permeable membrane. So, water will move across the and there is a high concentration of solid to and different class of solutions, isotonic solutions and hypertonic solutions, hypertonic solutions. Isotonic solution, iso means equilibrium in concentration. If the concentration of solid is equal on both sides of the membrane, then the water will move back and forth, but it won't have any result on the overall amount of water. On either side, iso means equal to same. Hypotonic solution, hypo means less. So in this case, there are less solid molecules outside the cell. Since the salt shock the water will move to the cell. So the cell will gain the water and grow larger. In plant cell, the central vacuole will fill and plant becomes stiff and rigid. The cell wall keeps the plant from bursting. In animal cell, the cell may be in danger from bursting. Organelles called contractile vacuole will pump water out of cells to prevent this. Hypertonic solution. The word hyper means more. So in this case, there is a more solid molecule outside the cell. This causes water to shock in the other direction. In plant cell, the central vacuole loses water and cells shrink, causing wilting. Animal cells, the cell also shrink. In both cases, cell may die. to the diagrammatic representation of hypertonic and hypertonic protocols. So here if we placing the red RBC, red blood cell in hypertonic solution, hypertonic water will move into the cell. The cell will get passive. In isotonic, there is no change in the cell. But hypertonic, water will exit the cells, cell will get shrink. So both the diffusion and osmosis are a type of passive transport. These are the class of passive transport. That is, no energy is required for molecules to move or out of the cell. Sometimes large molecule cannot cross the plasma membrane and help across by carrying proteins. This process is facilitated diffusion. Process is known as facilitated diffusion. Now we discuss water potential and its component. Water potential, chemical potential of water is a quantitative expression of free energy which is associated with the water. Quantitative expression of free energy which is associated with the water. Water potential is symbolized by the Greek letter psi and defined relative to the water potential of pure water, which is zero. Hence, the value of psi is always negative. The unit of water potential are megapascals. It is relative quantity and depend on concentration, pressure, gravity, and the same temperature. Water potential is the sum of component potential which may be written as psi s, psi m, psi p, psi g. Psi s is solid osmotic potential. Psi m is metric potential. Psi p is pressure potential. Psi g is gravitational potential. Osmotic potential. Osmotic potential psi s is the component which is produced by the solute dissolved in the cell state, deeply vacuolar state. The metric potential psi m refers to water held in microcapillary or bound on surface of the cell wall and other cell component. Pressure potential type is the trigger pressure or produced by diffusion of water into protoplast which is enclosed in wall which resists the expansion. In the xylem of transpiring plant, psi p is usually negative. In gatetic plants, it is positive as a result of fluid pressure. Gravitational potential is the effect of gravity, is a term of negligible importance for leaf, but become important in comparing potential in the leaf at different height. Water always moves from less negative potential to more negative water potential. So this is the example here. You can see water will move from high water potential to low water potential. So psi minus 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Water will move from less negative value to high negative. So the importance of water potential. Water potential is a diagnostic tool that enables plant scientists to assign a precise value to water status in the plant cells. And for water potential, we can exactly know the water status, what is the how much quantity of water is needed by the cell. The lower the water potential in the plant cell or tissue, greater is the ability to absorb the water. Conversely, the high water potential, greater is the ability to absorb water. Ability to tissue to supply water to other more desiccated plant cells. Thus, water potential is used to measure water deficit and water stress in the plants. As general rule, leaves of most plant tissue are likely to have water potential from about -2 to -2. With decreasing soil moisture supply, leaf water potential become more negative than before. And leaf grow rapidly, decline. Most plant tissue is grow completely when water potential towards was. So this is the concept of water potentials. Thank you. Morning, students. So today in this class, we will discuss about the molecular movement across the plasma membrane or cell membrane. So if we talk about molecular membrane means how a particular molecules can move through the plasma membrane. Either passive transport, there is a different mode of molecule movement is reported in the cells. That is passive transport, active transport, endocytosis. In case of endocytosis, you can talk about the phagocytosis or pinocytosis. Phagocytosis means solid particles, means how a cell can engulf a solid particles. Pinocytosis means cell drink. Phagocytosis means cell eat. Okay. There is a difference between these two. Exocytosis means how is cells can send back the debris from the outside of the cell. So these are the some class of the molecular movement. So molecular movement is passive, active, endo, exocytosis. Passive transport. Passive transport has some unique features. About that, these passive transport do not require any kind of energy input. They do not require energy input in that. They can move due to gradient according to the concentration gradient. These molecules can move through cells based on their concentration gradient. Concentration gradient difference in concentrations, pressure, charge. Difference in concentration means high concentration to low concentration, high pressure to low pressure, high voltage to low voltage, high charge to low charge, likewise. Automatically can move through concentrations. It can move to equalize the gradient. So what is the objective to move any molecules? The main objective is equalize the gradient, means try to equivalent the gradient. High moves toward the low. That is the passive transport. Means totally depend without energy, and it is because of difference in the concentrations. If we talk about the different class of different types of passive transport, it is a class of diffusion, osmosis, and facilitated diffusion. As you know, diffusion is nothing but it's a molecules can use to equalize the concentration can diffuse from high concentration to low concentration simply. High concentration to low concentration. Here, the example is given here. There is a lumps of sugar. If we dissolve this lumps of sugar, then sugar molecules will move from the different parts of these solutions, different part of this liquid. So it will equally distribute into the solutions. Osmosis is a special form of diffusion. In this case, osmosis, only the liquid will flow. Liquid will flow from lower solute concentration to higher solute concentration. It was somewhat confusing. So try to understand lower solute concentration. If in a particular solution, suppose I have two cup bucket, okay, so bucket A and bucket B. Bucket A contain low solute concentration. Low solute concentration means concentration is low, means the water molecule is more because salt concentration is less in that. Water molecule is more. While in case of bucket B, solute concentration is more, high concentration of the solution. Means there is a less quantity as compared to A. Water molecule will be free, the free water molecule will be less, you can say. Okay, free water molecule is less. So from these two, we can say the water can move from bucket B to bucket A because in case of bucket A, there is a large number of free water molecules present. Often involve movement of water into the cells or out of the cell. There is solute difference in the cells like solvent plus solute both if contained there that's known as solution. Solution is composed of two different phases, solvent and solute. Here are some certain specific stages given hypotonic, hypertonic, and isotonic. Hypo means less, tonic means concentration. If the solute is present in less concentrations, solutes in the cell more than the outside. Solute outside solvent will flow into the cell. Hypo means less concentrated. Solute in the cell more than the outside means in case of outer side the concentration of solute is less, then water will move from cell to outside. Outside solvent will flow into the cell. If solute is more in the cell, Then the outer side. Outside solid is less, means free water molecule. Then water will move from outer side into the cell. Okay. Means yes, hypotonic. In case of hypotonic means if suppose we are placing a cell into hypotonic matlab the solid concentration is less in outside in the solution as compared to the cell. Then water will move from uh, outer side to into the cell. Isotonic means solid concentration is equal, so water can move either inside or outside, of course, in both direction. Hypertonic means if we are placing a cell in hypertonic solution, then hypertonic solution means the concentration of the solute is more in the solution as compared to cell. Then water will move from outside to the cell. Okay. So here the example is given here: hypertonic, isotonic, hypotonic. Case of hypertonic, the cell water will exit from the cells. The cell will be uh, shrink. In a case of isotonic, cell will be normalized. But in case of hypotonic, water molecule will move into the cell. The cell will get swollen. If further keeps on water moving inside the cell will get washed. Facilitated diffusion. Facilitated diffusion depend on differentially permeable molecules, permeable membrane. Channels are specific help in molecules or ions enter to the legal cell. Channels usually are transport proteins. Aquaporin facilitate the movement of water. There is no energy is needed in that. There is a process of facilitated transport. Protein bind with the molecules. Shape of protein get changed. Molecule move across the. Now active transport. In case of active transport, molecular movement required energy against the concentration gradient. The concentration gradient. Example is sodium potassium pump. Sodium potassium pump. It required energy against the concentration because in this case molecules are moving across against the concentration gradient.